Today we're taking a look at these college basketball matches, which are happening on Monday, January 2nd, 2023, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus check out our Patreon in the link down below if you want access for our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our games for today, make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Purdue vs Rutgers. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights are seeking a fourth consecutive win. Rutgers won the Big Ten opener in a home decision against number 10 Indiana and lost the next one in a narrow 67-66 road loss to number 25 Ohio State. Rutgers beat Wake Forest last weekend and were labeled 24-point favorites in a 90-57 home win against Coppin State on Friday. The Scarlet Knights' other two losses were against Temple and Miami, Florida. They have covered the spread in 3 consecutive games. Clifford Omorai has collected 17 and 20 points respectively in his last 2 performances. The junior center has accrued 5 double-doubles on the season and has delivered an average of 15 ppg, accompanied by 10.1 rpg. Cam Spencer scored 11 points in the recent loss against conference rival Ohio State. The senior guard is posting 12.8 ppg and is dangerous from deep, shooting 43.3% from beyond the arc. Onder Hyatt has scored 10 or more points in 2 out of his last 3 games. The junior forward has logged an average of 10.7 ppg on 38% shooting. The Purdue Boilermakers remain perfect. It's been a remarkable string of wins for this Boilermakers squad, beating several power conference opponents, highlighted by an 84-66 win against Gonzaga and a 75-56 win against Duke. They are 2-0 in Big Ten play, defeating Minnesota along with an overtime road win against Nebraska. They were 37-point favorites in an 82-49 home win against Florida A&M on Thursday. They have covered only 4 times all season. Zach Edey is one of the most dominant figures in DI. The junior center is difficult to defend and has recorded a double-double in all but 2 games. Edey is sporting an average of 21.9 ppg and 13.6 rpg. Fletcher Loyer is slumping recently, posting an FG percent below 38% in 3 straight games and is averaging 12.3 ppg on the year. Braden Smith has reached double digits in 1 out of his last 3 clashes. The freshman guard has filed an average of 9.1 ppg on a 43% mark from the field. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights are a legit contender propelled by the stifling defense. They beat number 10, Indiana by 15 points in their first Big Ten action and only lost by 1 point on the road against ranked Ohio State in their next one. Purdue is obviously a great squad but has only covered the spread 4 times all season. Furthermore, Rutgers has an incredible defense that will keep Purdue in check. The Scarlet Knights are only conceding 84.7 points per 100 possessions, ranking them 3rd in adjusted defensive efficiency, according to Ken Pomeroy's ratings, while Purdue is conceding 91.7 points. Purdue relies on center Zach Edey heavily, and Rutgers has an answer for Edey in Clifford Omorai, who is elite defensively. Our team pick is Rutgers Scarlet Knights plus 7 points. Just a couple of top defensive teams stepping up against each other in this game, nothing to see here. KenPom's adjusted defense ratings ranks Rutgers 3rd and Purdue 25th, while on tempo Rutgers ranks 212th and Purdue 315th. That sounds like we're in for a low score here. These two are both 2 of the worst 3-point shooting teams and best 3-point defense teams all at once, so shooting from behind the arc in this game will likely be very limited. These 2 teams like to bang and like to slow things down while doing so. No team has scored more than 66 points on Rutgers all season, and no team has scored in the 60s against them in the last 4 games. Their defense is rolling, and Purdue is obviously no slouch on that end of the court either. It's pure Big Ten basketball in this one, folks, act accordingly. Our total pick is under 130.5 points. Penn vs Brown. Penn has won consecutive games after dropping 3 straight to Big 5 rivals St. Joseph's, LaSalle, and Villanova. Now, the Quakers turn their attention to conference competition. Penn was picked as the Ivy League favorite in the preseason poll, edging out Princeton by 1 vote. This season, Penn is scoring 74.1 points and shooting 45.5% from the field, including 35.1% from distance. Its offensive efficiency rating, adjusted for strength of schedule, is ranked 81st in the country, per KenPom. Brown was on a 5-game win streak but dropped 2 of its last 3 to Big Ten opponents Michigan State and Northwestern. The battle-tested Bears now turn their attention to conference competition. Brown was picked to finish 6th in the Ivy League preseason poll. This season, Brown is scoring 63.8 points on 42.7% shooting, including 33.3% from long range. Its adjusted offensive efficiency rating is ranked 306th, per KenPom. The Bears are led in scoring by sophomore guard Keno Lilly Jr., who is averaging 14.9 points on 41.5% shooting. 2 other players to watch are senior guard Paxson Wojcik, 12.2 ppg and 7.3 rpg, and sophomore forward Nana Osuanane, 9.6 ppg and 6.2 rpg. The Bears surrender 63.3 points on 43.3% shooting, including 32.7% from long range. Its adjusted defensive efficiency rating is ranked 107th, and its assist per turnover ratio, 1.03, is 130th. The under is 11-2 in Brown games this season. Penn was well rested between games and looked like it against Wilkes. The Quakers had the longest break in college basketball, 18 days, between their matchups with Temple and Wilkes, which allowed their second leading scorer Slatcher to recover from a knee injury. The junior looked healthy in his return from a 3-game absence, getting his feet wet before conference play. With Slatcher, 16.8 ppg, and the Ivy League's leading scorer Dingle, 24.1 ppg, Penn has a duo capable of guiding the team to the top of the conference rankings. The Quakers were only 7-7 in non-conference play, but appear to be rounding into shape at the optimal time. In their past 2 games, Penn took better care of the basketball, 3.00 assist to turnover ratio, outrebounded their opponents, and shot over 47% from the field, leading to 2 blowout victories. The home team doesn't have the offensive weapons capable of matching up with Penn, either. The Bears will rely on their defense to guide them to victory, as it's their one true advantage over the Quakers. If they can take Dingle out of the game, Penn could be in trouble with Slatcher still getting his bearings. Slowing down the nation's 3rd leading scorer will be a chore, though. Brown can't afford to turn the ball over to Penn, given the scoring discrepancy between these teams, and needs to hit their free throws, 56.4%. The Quakers are 5-1 at TS in their last 6 games, following a straight-up win of more than 20 points, and 7-1 at TS in their last 8 games, after scoring more than 90 points in their previous game. They're fresh and ready to prove they're the team to beat in the Ivy League. Bet the Quakers at -1. Our team pick is Penn -1 point. Even despite Brown's scoring defense, give me the over. These 2 teams average 137.9 points combined this season and 156 points across the last 3 meetings in the Sears, dating back to February 2020. The over is 8-2 across the last 10 head-to-head matchups, with the average final at 158.6 points during that span. Penn has also gone over the total in 13 of its last 19 games, 5 of its last 6 versus Ivy League opponents, and each of its last 7 against Brown on the road. Take the value, as this number is already up to 139.5 points with some books. Our total pick is over 136 points. Oklahoma State vs West Virginia. The West Virginia Mountaineers finished 16-17 last season, giving them just their 3rd losing season since Bob Huggins took over the program in 2007. This season the Mountaineers have looked strong, rated 21st according to KenPom. They are 26th in adjusted offensive efficiency and 41st on the defensive end while facing the 78th rated schedule. They went 10-2 in non-conference play, with the 2 non-conference losses coming against Purdue, number 6 KenPom, and Xavier 84-74, number 24 KenPom. After winning 4 straight games, West Virginia lost to Kansas State 82-76 in overtime on Saturday in their Big 12 on the road. Last season, the Oklahoma State Cowboys went 15-15 overall and were ineligible for postseason play. Starting this season, the Cowboys are 8-4 in their non-conference schedule. They have solid wins over Sam Houston, number 77 KenPom, and DePaul, number 144 KenPom, and losses to Southern Illinois Salukis, number 102 KenPom, UCF, number 49 KenPom, Yukon, number 2 KenPom, and Virginia Tech, number 30. This is close to an even matchup all the way around. Oklahoma State is coming off an impressive 2-point loss to Kansas, but they shot the lights out in that game, making 44.8%, 13-29, from 3. West Virginia made just 22.2%, 4-18, in their overtime loss to Kansas State. Despite the recent shooting performance, West Virginia has been the better shooting team this season, and I expect them to perform better here. This should be a tight game that I can see either side winning outright, so I will take the dogs and points. Our team pick is West Virginia plus 3.5 points. The Mountaineers nailed a three-point shot to tie the game. Kedrine Johnson made the shot tie the game at 66 as time expired. West Virginia held a 14-point lead in the first half. But Kansas State put together a strong second half as they outscored West Virginia 45-34. In overtime, the Wildcats used their home court advantage to take the win out of West Virginia's sails and win by 6 points. The Mountaineers are averaging 80.9 points per game, which ranks 31st in the country. They are hitting 48.6% of their shots, which ranks 32nd. West Virginia is nailing 37.2% of their three-point shots, which ranks 58th. The Mountaineers are allowing their opponents to score 67.5 points per game, which ranks 140th. Opponents are hitting 42.3% of their shots, which ranks 160th. Oklahoma State led by 13 points with 16 minutes remaining in the game. Kansas followed it with a 17-2 run that took 5 minutes of play. The game went back and forth in the final 10 minutes. Oklahoma State's Bryce Thompson nailed a three-pointer to tie the game at 67. On the next possession, Kansas's KJ Adams made a layup to win the game. Thompson led the team with 23 points on 7-for-13 shooting. He went 7-for-10 shooting from behind the three-point line. John Michael Wright scored 19 points as he went 4-for-9 from behind the arc. Thompson leads the team in scoring with 12.4 points per game. The Cowboys' defense has been holding top offenses to low scores. They showed it in their latest game by holding Kansas to 69 points in their home building. The under is the play on Monday night as both teams are coming off a tough road game 2 days ago. The under is 3-0-1 in the Cowboys' last 4 home games. Our total pick is take the under 139 points on Monday.